Hi guys, in this video I will be sharing a vintage recording with you on making a pocketed placemat. But before I do, I just want to take the time to say thank you guys so much for watching the videos, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, and if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell button so you can be notified of new videos. Now here we go. They will create a placemat with a pocket. We need a smaller piece of fabric for the pocket, a larger piece for the placemat, and we're going to need lining fabric. Now for the fabric for the placemat could be 8 by 12 inches or 12 by 18 inches or anywhere in between. Depends on the fabric that you're working with. And then your pocket looks better being proportionate to your placemat, but you can make it whatever size you want to make it. You can attach it to the right side or the left side. I'm going to attach it to the left side. Now I have finished off the edges with a simple zigzag stitch, and what's going to happen is the aim is to attach the pocket to the side here. We need to finish off the top portion of the pocket and the right side because we're attaching it to the left. If you were going to attach it to the right, then you'd finish off the top and the left side. Okay, so I take my iron and I'm just going to iron a 1/2 inch. You could do a double hem at the top or single. I'm doing a single hem. So I just steam down the top, and as I said before, because I'm attaching the pocket to the left side, I'm going to seam down a 1/2 inch just like the top on the right side. So just take your measuring device and just measure a 1/2 inch from the edge and go ahead and seam or steam the folded edge. Okay, so what we'll have to do is we have to stitch the top hem before we attach it to the placemat. Okay, so I'm gonna use, I'll take it to the sewing machine. I'm gonna use a scallop stitch, just a decorative stitch instead of a straight stitch. You could use a straight stitch. There we go. The top edge for a pocket. Here we go. I use the scallop stitch because of the designs in the fabric. They're not the same, but they coordinate nicely. So I just use a scallop stitch to continue with the curves that are in the pattern on the fabric. Now what we'll do next is we're gonna attach we've already steamed this side, folded under and steamed it. So we're going to attach this to the placemat. We can just pin this in place to secure it, and then we're going to take it to the sewing machine again, and we're going to use the same scallop stitch and go down this side. Okay, so there we go. Starting to secure the pocket to the placemat. There we go. And then we can remove, I'll just show you. We use the same scallop stitch here. And there we go. We have attached that right side to the placemat. Just trim this piece. Next step is to put the lining fabric on top of the placemat, and it's going to be on the right side where you attach the pocket, and just spin around the edges to secure the lining fabric. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and sew along the edges, leaving a little opening so we can turn the placemat inside out when we're finished stitching. This time we're just going to use a straight stitch. Okay. Okay, so when you're finished stitching around the edges of the fabric, you're just of the placemat, just gonna take your scissors and trim all the excess threads before you turn it inside out. And if there's any fabric to trim, you trim any excess. Then, to make it easier when you're stitching, you don't have to try to turn a corner. You can just stitch across, and then at the corners you can just snip off the corners so that the corners are not too bulky. And now we're ready to turn our placemat inside out, and that we're going to do through the little opening that we left when we stitched around the edges of the placemat. So just gently pull it through. And just pull out the corners, and then you can just take your scissors and gently make sure it's closed, poke the corners out, push them all the way out, and there we have it. We have now inverted the placemat, and the next thing we're gonna do is to steam along the edges. Take your iron and steam the placemat to get it flat, especially along the edges. And this is where we have the opening that we left so we could invert the placemat. You're just gonna go ahead and make sure you tuck in the folded part before you steam it. Tuck it in neatly. Just steam it down. Now that opening we could close by either hemming with needle and thread, or we could use a piece of fusing tape just like this and just pop in the little opening. And steam it down so that it fuses the two pieces of fabrics together. And you could flip the placemat and do the same at the back, and make sure that that area where you put the fusing tape, you actually hold your iron there for just a couple of seconds to make sure that the tape, the fusing tape, melts and fuse the two pieces of fabrics together. Okay, so then we have closed the opening. There is no more opening. And do you have any threads that you need to clip? You just clip excess threads. And there we have it. A placemat with a pocket, and you could actually use your pocket for utensils, for cutlery, and you could also use it for napkin. A placemat with a pocket. Now I hope you enjoy making your own placemat with a pocket. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with somebody. Now don't forget to subscribe now. I'll see you in the next video.